Hello, dear colleagues. Today I'll present you my lesson, The World of Books for the fifth grade. The methodological theme of the lesson is differentiated teaching. The interaction of students with each other and the teacher allows to apply the students' skills in practice, where they search for information themselves, plan their actions, learn to work in groups, and evaluate the results. So it leads to solving the communicative goals. Let's start with the lesson objectives. All lesson objectives were chosen to reach communicative goals. The learning objectives follow from the lesson objectives, so the students will be able to summarize the usage of the lexical material, to create a project on the given topic, to present group projects to prove their points of view. Before starting the first task, the students will be introduced with the assessment criteria in order to be aware of what they should reach. Also, the tasks will be presented. As you may see, the students will work in three groups. To save some time, I thought it would be a good idea to divide the groups before the lesson. The group work is used during the whole lesson because it creates the opportunity for each student to be active during the lesson. Also, students can express their opinion and suggest their ideas without the fear of being judged, and also it is an opportunity of peer learning during the discussions and the dialogues between the students. During the whole lesson, the students will get the cards with the following writings: excellent, good, and you can do it. So the students will work in groups. The first group should write the correct word. The second group should match the word and the definition. And the third group should fill in the missing letters. To check the task, the students will exchange their works. This task was created to check the lexical knowledge and understanding of the lexical material connected to the theme of the lesson. Also, after completing the task, the students will be able to guess that the lesson is connected to reading and books. I think that working with the definitions is one of the main conditions of forming the orthographical literacy, reading skills, and analyzing the information. That's why it is important to use methods to develop the ability to work with the definitions. The advantages of all the three tasks is that the students not only show the knowledge of the lexical material, but they also develop their logical and thinking skills. There is also the skill of reading because in the limited period of time, the students need to understand the main idea of the definition and to write the suitable word. I think that it is a good idea to show the assessment criteria before doing the task because that's how the students may see what they need to strive for. That's why the assessment criteria will be presented before each task. The second task is created to check the students' speaking skills. The students will tell about detective stories, fantasy genre, and graphic novels. The main idea of this task is to prepare a poster by answering the questions on it and then presenting it to the classmates. The first question is to give the definition of the given genre. The second one is to give the examples of books written in the genre. And the third one is why do you recommend reading books in the given genre? During the presentation of the posters, students will speak and it will be possible to hear and check their ability to talk and to use the suitable lexical material through which the students develop not only their speaking skills but also their critical thinking because they need not only to name some books according to the given genre but also to prove that the genre they will be telling about is the most interesting one to read in a limited period of time. The advantage of this task is that the students should use the recently studied words. It also helps to prepare the students for the speaking part of the task, where the definition and the words from it may help the students to tell about the necessary genre and start giving their recommendations about reading in this genre. In the next task, the students will complete the sentences by writing no more than 2 words, find and correct the mistakes, and answer true, false, doesn't say questions. The students will work with their classmates' report about the favorite author. The student presenting the report will be chosen in advance. All of the tasks are chosen to check their understanding of the monological speech. Being one of the most difficult skills, listening tasks develop understanding of the monological speech and check the student's lexical knowledge. Gap filling exercises is a practice in which students have to write missing words according to the text. So it is a good practice of using the specific lexical units in the context of the text. As for the task where the students need to find and correct the mistakes, it is also a good way to practice specific lexical material. I chose the task of answering true, false, and doesn't say questions to check the understanding of specific details of the monological speech. So, the usage of all mentioned tasks is suitable to check the specific details from the text and to check the knowledge of the lexical units. The next step of the lesson is listening to the students' dialogue about paper and electronic books. The students will put the words into the correct table, match parts of the sentences, and choose the correct answer. The assessment criteria will be also presented. This task is a little bit more difficult than the previous one because it is not a monologue but a dialogue between the two students. These tasks were created to check the understanding of the given information during the speech, so it also develops listening skills. Talented students will prepare both the report and the dialogue, which will develop metacognition, which is necessary nowadays. Putting the words into the correct table and matching the parts of the sentences are the variety of matching exercises. The advantages of the matching activities are that they help to improve concentration level by paying attention to details. It also shows the ability to make connections in the given information. Putting the words into the correct table, matching parts of the sentences, and choosing the correct answer help to develop the use of English skills because the students need not only to divide the given phrases into the correct categories, but also to restore the correct order of the sentences and to choose the correct answer. The next step of the lesson is a project work. These are the assessment criteria of the project work. The students should give the title of the book and name its author. The students should give information about the characters of the book. The students should present the plot. The students should have the conclusion with their opinion about the book. And also the students should know the presentation well without reading it from the poster. The students need to read the letter and make a project to show their favorite books. Here you may see the letter itself and the template of the poster. Making a project is the most difficult part of the lesson, which develops the ability to get to work and to choose the necessary information to present. Also, it develops the ability to work in a team, which means the growing responsibility for the result of the whole group. It is also a good opportunity to develop critical thinking and communicative skills. Project work is also a good way for students to tell their opinion and prove their point of view because it is the result of the whole group, which gives the opportunity for less able students not only to be a part of the presentation of the finished project, but also to give their ideas on the given topic. Project work is an important stage of the lesson because it develops creative potential of the students. It also encourages the students to express their ideas and opinions in a foreign language. I think that it should be mentioned that the project work includes reading the letter to get the idea of what to prepare in the project work. So the students also develop their ability to understand the written text. Also, there is the development of writing skills because making the poster implies writing the answers to the questions. During the project work, the students use all the knowledge they got not only from the previous lessons, but also from the previous tasks. In this way, students are able to present the results of their works successfully, which means that they applied all the skills that they developed during the lessons, which also means that all the learning objectives will be reached. The reflection helps the students to realize the achievements on the lesson, think on the experience they get on the lessons, and to compare the results with the previous lessons in order to become better and to get better results by realizing what they can do differently. The reflection also helps the teacher to plan the further achievements to help the students. The last step of the lesson is showing the results of the groups by naming the marks of the lesson according to the stickers they will get: excellent, good, or satisfactory, and the reflection. Students' reflection is necessary to see how the students evaluate themselves in order to see if they need some help or not. To get back to the beginning, to the presentation of learning objectives, I can say that by using all the methods mentioned above, all the learning objectives will be reached.